Imagine a city skyline, not just a backdrop, but a canvas etched with the echoes of a dozen hero versus villain showdowns. Buildings scarred, streets still cordoned off. The dust might have settled, but the unease lingered. This was the landscape Miles Morales often found himself navigating, not just as Spider-Man, but as a young man trying to make sense of a world constantly rocked by the titanic struggles of its supposed protectors. He'd seen it firsthand, the collateral damage, the unintended consequences when the adults, the Avengers, the established heroes, clashed. Their intentions were pure, perhaps, but the impact on ordinary lives, and on young heroes like Miles, was anything but. There was a growing whisper, a quiet dissatisfaction among the younger generation. Wasn't there another way? This wasn't just Miles's thought, it was a sentiment brewing across different corners of the Marvel Universe. It found its voice, quite forcefully, through Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, a hero with an unwavering moral compass and a heart as expansive as her powers. She, along with the spirited, often impulsive Sam Alexander, Nova, a cosmic hero grappling with earthly responsibilities, and Miles himself, shared a deep, almost palpable frustration. They looked at the endless cycles of conflict, the ideological divides tearing through the older hero community, events like Civil War II, and saw not justice being served, but more wounds being inflicted. They yearned for a different path, a new approach rooted in proactive problem-solving, community engagement, and a focus on the people often forgotten in the grand narratives of good versus evil. Out of this shared disillusionment, a radical idea was born. What if they formed their own team? Not an auxiliary unit, not sidekicks, but a new league entirely, dedicated to proving that youth wasn't a liability, but an advantage. They were the champions, and from its inception, this team was designed to be different. It wasn't about just responding to cataclysms, but preventing them. It wasn't about punching villains into submission, but understanding the roots of conflict and addressing them. They started small, tackling local issues, helping communities, providing aid where the larger, more glamorous teams often overlooked. This early phase was crucial. It forged a bond between Miles, Kamala, and Sam, transforming them from frustrated individuals into a cohesive unit, each bringing their unique strengths and perspectives. The champions' ranks soon expanded, drawing in other young heroes who resonated with their mission. Amadeus Cho, the totally awesome Hulk, brilliant and immensely powerful, brought not just incredible strength, but also an unparalleled intellect and an eagerness to apply science to global problems. And then there was Vision, the synthetic daughter of the Vision. Her logical, often poignant observations and her unwavering dedication to the team's ideals offered a unique perspective, bridging the gap between pure emotion and calculated action. With each new member, the champions grew not just in power, but in collective wisdom and emotional depth. Miles, who had often felt like an outlier or a shadow to the original Spider-Man, now found himself surrounded by peers who truly understood him. They weren't just teammates, they were a chosen family, a supportive network that celebrated his triumphs and helped him navigate his struggles. This was perhaps the most profound impact of the champions on Miles Morales. Before, he carried the immense legacy of Peter Parker, often feeling the weight of expectation, the pressure to live up to an established legend. But within the champions, Miles was simply Miles. He was a leader, a friend, a peer. He wasn't defined by his predecessor or by the adult world's conflicts. His ideals of justice, his empathy for others, and his desire to protect the innocent were not just acknowledged but amplified by his teammates. They provided a safe space for him to experiment, to make mistakes, and to learn without the constant scrutiny of the older heroes. Their shared ideals of making a positive impact independently of the established order became a cornerstone of Miles's heroic development. He learned that heroism wasn't just about punching threats, but about building bridges, inspiring hope, and leading by example, especially for those who felt unheard. The champions weren't just a reaction, they were a statement, a declaration that the next generation had a different vision for heroism. they proved that solutions didn't always have to come from the top down or through brute force. They tackled global issues with youthful idealism and strategic intelligence, often surprising themselves with their capacity for change. Their legacy is one of proactive heroism, of seeing the world not just as it is, but as it could be. For Miles, this period solidified his identity, granting him a confidence and a sense of purpose that transcended his individual powers. He learned the invaluable lesson that true strength lies not just in what you can do alone, but in the power of shared values and collective action. The story of Miles Morales and the Champions is a powerful reminder that sometimes the most revolutionary ideas come from those who dare to question the status quo. It's about finding your voice, building your tribe, and shaping your own path, even when the world around you seems to demand conformity. For Miles, the Champions were more than just a team. They were the foundation upon which he built his true heroic self, a network of support that helped him articulate his own vision for a better world. We'd love to hear your thoughts. What impact do you think the Champions had on Miles Morales? Which member of the team resonated most with you? Share your insights in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey into the heart of youthful heroism, please consider subscribing for more thoughtful stories from the Marvel Universe.